Hi everybody, welcome to Creative Courage Lab wrap-up day. I'm sort of amazed because this will be the 31st video in about a month and a half, maybe closer to 2 months. But I'm super excited that I actually did it, and it was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot through the process. So today I'm going to start my timer like always, and I just want to share with you a little bit of kind of a recap of some of the things that I did, and then also a little bit about how I feel like I progressed through the process. Okay, so I decided at the beginning to have this particular limit and container for the art that I was making. I had basically, what did I have? 3 options. I had painting on one of these, I had alcohol inks, and I had Zentangle or doodling. And it turned out to be 3 books. I decided at the beginning to put them together. And honestly, whenever I make art, I always put it up, offer it for sale to other people. If I like something, I offer it for sale. And so these are actually the first things that I have kept completely for myself, even the ones that I really liked, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to just flip through my books a little bit. This is book 1, and it is days 1 through 10. And we started with Get Messy, and that was not a hard prompt for me. I like to get messy. And then for each page, I wrote on the back what day I did the, what day of the lab it was. And sometimes I put some notes. Most of the time I just had some notes and some note cards. And then this is Explore. I went back and added these little stars, you can see. Really liked that one. And this one I feel like met the challenge. It's pretty ugly. We did end up talking a lot about why we want to call this kind of brown color mud. It feels unattractive to us, but it has its place in art. And that was day 3. And this is an alcohol ink drip painting for that particular challenge that day. And this was the copy another person's work, of course not to sell, but the idea was that you copy it and you notice the gaps. And that was one of my favorite prompts through the whole process, was to notice the gap between what you have in your head and what you end up with on paper. And you know, in those gaps, maybe, just maybe, you'll find your own style, and I like that concept a lot. And then this is Perspective. This is one basically in the style of, or how I imagine Donna Downey would do something, and actually it's just really, love it. It's really beautiful. Perspective. And the drawing that I did for Freedom. And this was also one of my favorite results, this wave. And the prompt that day was Send, and I just thought that was a beautiful outcome for that. I didn't like all the outcomes for these, but you know, that really wasn't the point, whether you liked the outcome or not. The point was to experience creativity, notice how you feel, and then share it. And so that's what I did. This is Breakout. Drew that little box. We're all blooming and breaking out of our box. And this is Overwhelmed Ollie. Probably one of the main gremlins or inner critics that I deal with is dealing with overwhelm. So that's my first book. That's day 1 through 10. I'm going to set that aside. And here is my second book. And I made these little labels out of the same paper. I just trimmed it and wrote on it. Something very simple. I'm going to move Groot out of the way. He's been watching long enough. Stayed with me the whole time. So this was another one that I really liked, Overcoming Fear. I went back and put some glass bead gel on it. And I had some glitter, and I don't really like the thick the glitter had, but I like the rest of it. And then Uncertain, and I am uncertain of how I feel this result, but there it is. New Normal. I guess this is where I can really share my journey through Creative Courage Lab, because I feel like at the very beginning, while I'm fairly confident about my art, and I don't mind sharing it. I've been sharing my art for a couple of years now. Sometimes I'm nervous about sharing something that I don't like, or feeling that I may be represented by an unfinished work. Somebody sees it and it's unfinished and they think that's what my work is. So I still have some issues to work out there. But as far as like the videos, again, that's a new process for me, and I know I've talked about it several times. But I started making these videos back in the summer. Melissa encouraged me, and the group encouraged me, and none of them have been perfect or great, but they're still shareable. And so through this process of when I first started with Creative Courage Lab, my intent was to make the videos and to share them, and one for each of the 29-day prompts, and I did a beginning one, and this is my wrap-up. That makes 31. And I honestly, when I was at the very beginning, I just thought, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I might fail. I might let everyone down. I don't know if I can make 31 videos, or at that time 29 or whatever. I didn't even know if I could make videos for a week straight, honestly. I just thought, I'm going to try this, and it was a safe space to try it, and so I did. And so about halfway through, I was like, wow, I've already made 17 videos, and I was impressed with the fact that I'd even done it. And I started getting used to the idea of making the videos, and I still had issues. I still had problems with whether, you know, the sound was great, or sometimes there were weird things that happened in the background. But I kept sharing them anyway, and it really became a new normal for me to do these videos. I stopped wondering if I would make a video or if I would fail, and I started saying, okay, what video am I going to make today? And so I feel like that has been the big progress that I've made in Creative Courage Lab, is that I really have a new normal for making and recording videos. And I think it's great. It's so much fun. I really am surprised at how much fun I'm having with it. Okay, so that was day 13. But I didn't reach this, what I feel like is a new normal, until, you know, now. I guess you heard my timer, but I'm just going to kind of quickly flip through the rest of these pages. So this was my Nora. I really love that word. That fear is in awe, that anticipation. And this is dream, sharing a big dream. This is completely different than what I started out. And it was one of those things I just kept going. And this is where I ended. And I actually kind of like this piece. It's kind of grungy and sparkly and shiny, and it's a big dream for me. And this is maybe my favorite piece of the whole series. And I didn't want to glue it down or anything in my book, so I decided to attach it a clear plastic kind of pocket to put it in. I may use that as a bookmark or something. I haven't decided. And then, I'm not sure. I have to look back over the video for day 17, but Insight. And then Sweet Spot, finding her sweet spot. And Inspired by a Hero, which I chose Mark Rothko. And that is the end of book 2. That is day 11 through 19. And then book 3, I'm at 9 minutes. Okay, book 3. For all of my little tangles, I decided to use brads, and I put them on the paper, and that works really well, so it fits into the book format. And Mistake, that was a fluid painting. Community. I also added some glass beads to this. I just decided I'm in love with glass beads, and I added this little tag to this one, Grow. Immersive Joy. That's what I feel when I paint or when I create. Immersive Joy. And I also added some glass bead gel to that. Just a tiny bit. I hope you can see. It's very nice. And then this really serene, minimal kind of landscape for neutral. And this kind of goes back to one of those, the earlier one I was talking about, where we talked about making mud and theoretically, these two colors, when you mix them together, make mud, but, you know, we can make it into something beautiful and neutral. And then this one, being yourself is more important than being likable. Dare you to move, stamping on alcohol ink background. Some of these I put the tag on the back just because it didn't fit on the front, or I didn't think I would like the way it looked, but I still wanted it to be there. And so I put it on the back like this one. Out of the shadows, no more going in circles and going it all alone, stepping out. And then my final one was this little pink and purple poppy, and the idea of having a mentor or a coach and how much that has helped me. I mean, like anyway, I did another video on that. You can check that out there. I'm going to talk about that now, but it's really helped me. It's really helped me to have a mentor, and a coach and a community. And so I feel like through the process of going through Creative Courage Lab, I've grown a lot. I've grown a lot in making videos. I've grown a lot in putting myself out there. And I feel like there really is a new normal. And I'm really happy about that. And that's, I guess, one reason why I decided to go ahead and stay with Creative Courage, with the Creative Sandbox group, because I've just benefited so much from it. And I feel like if I can keep growing and moving and in this community, that it's going to grow my art, it's going to grow me as a person, and it's going to grow my business as well. And so I'm just super excited to be part of it for the next, for the whole year of 2016. I'm going to be actually trying to put together and teaching a few classes throughout the year, which I'm really excited about. So I hope to see you there, but if not, I hope to see you somewhere. So you can find out more about Creative Courage Lab if you use hashtag Creative Courage Lab on Twitter, Instagram, or you can go to melissadinwiddie.com and you can join her Creative Sandbox there, and I hope to see you there. And thank you so much for joining me for all these videos. It has meant so much to me to be able to share in the process and in the growth, personally for me, and to see everyone's progress and growth. It's just been amazing. And so thank you so much, and I will be back with you next week with another video. Okay, bye.